Hi everyone, I'm Cynthia. I'm from Firebase. I work on the SQL Connect team. SQL Connect is our new SQL product from Firebase. We've launched Data Connect at Cloud Next last year, and we're evolving into SQL Connect to have a more SQL-related focus as a database. So Firebase had Firestore as a NoSQL database for the longest time, and now we're finally having a SQL database built with Postgres on Google Cloud SQL. Right, so I want to demo an app built with the newest features, including real-time, native SQL support, custom resolvers, and caching. So let's get started. Nice, so this is our app's schema, which is built using GraphQL. As you can see, because it's a relational database, everything is defined in tables. So here's how you would do it. GraphQL is the data definition language that we've chosen to use. You can have as many tables as you want. You can join the tables together using foreign keys. And we have default values. And some of them you can define on your own. We can call random UIDs. You can have request server values, including integration with Firebase Auth. Right here. Nice. So after you define your schema, you want to define your operations. And this is where sort of the Firebase magic comes in. So usually when you have a database, you get your client to talk to your server, and you get your server to talk to your database, right? So Firebase, we abstract all of that for you. So essentially, you define your queries. For example, let's say get dashboard data. Actually, I think it would be better to show you right here. So this is our demo app. It's essentially a stock emoji exchange app. So if you sign in, you can buy emojis, and you can sell emojis as well. And when you buy emoji, the price will go up, and when you sell an emoji, the price will go down. So let's see. So right here is our dashboard, and this is our emoji table from our schema. And this entire page is populated by one query. So right here is our get dashboard data, which takes fields from the emoji table as well as the events table. So the emoji table populates this right here, and the events populate this right here. Nice. So say we were to, and all you have to do is define this query in our GraphQL syntax, which is based off of GraphQL, but we offer a superset of it with new directives, including refresh, which enables real-time refreshes, authentication, cell expression checks, as well as server value integration. So let's try it out here. So we're gonna sign in. This is me. Nice. So after we signed in, we can see we have some currency. Signing in triggers a mutation, and you can see that the auth is user level. So we want to say that only a logged in user can execute this mutation. And then we have the auth.uid, which we get directly from Firestore authentication, or Firebase authentication. So you don't have to pass it in to prevent hacking or DDoSing. So right now we are going to, let's say we're going to buy a ghost emoji. So let's buy 10 of that, or let's buy 9 of that, actually. Nice. So we see that, so first of all, the mutation executed, and this entire thing is written in native SQL. So you can see all the SQL expressions. We update the user price, we update the stock ownership, we update the user accounts. And you can see that the price was reflected in real time. So the price went up. We can see that we own these. On the stocks. And all of this counts as one operation. All you have to do is write this, and essentially every single operation becomes abstracted in our API layer. You can call, what we do is after you define these operations, we generate the SDKs for you. So you can directly call them from your client code. You don't have to do any middleware. You don't have to manage it on your server. It all happens through our Data Connect service. The refresh function that we're launching at Next right now is based on mutation executed. So what we can say is that every time someone buys a stock or sells a stock, we want the dashboard to be updated. You can also define conditions. So basically, if I want to say, only when this person executes a mutation, I want the query to be updated, or only when the stock share is over 10 or 20. Or if you prefer, you can have it based on a time interval as well. Nice. So let's go on to the next one. For example, a lot of people want multiple data sources to be pulled into their client SDKs. So what we do with that is we enabled custom resolvers, which allows you to either write or read from external sources via cloud functions. So let's try it out. So say that what did we just buy? We bought Ghost, right? I can't find it right now. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to copy this, and I'll paste it into X. Nice. So I'm going to copy the URL, paste it in here. So what this does is I've defined a custom resolver which, oh, look, see, the price went up. So my custom resolver reads the X API, and it checks for the correct hashtag, it checks for an emoji. And if that emoji exists, it bumps up the price. So see here, we got event saying that the price went up. And this is all happening in real time as well. What we can also do is, say I'm going to buy 11 more of these. Or let's try a different emoji. Say I'll buy 11 more of these. Every time I execute a mutation that buys or sells over 10 shares, I trigger a API which calls Gemini, and Gemini would generate a headline for me. So let's see here. Yes, it says that I've bought. Yes, it made a pun, but it generated a headline which is written into the events table in my database. So what this allows you to do is both read from external sources or write into external sources. Another feature that we're launching is native SQL. So as you can see, both buy and sell uses SQL, but what it actually does under the hood is it lets you take advantage of all the extensions that Postgres has to offer. So that includes pgvector for vector search. Ooh, actually, let's try it here. So say I have Apple. Apple via full text search via Postgres database will give me Apple, obviously. But if I were to do vector search, it gives me the phone, the computer, and I'm actually not sure how airplanes related to Apple, but I'm guessing it's close enough, I guess. Or I think something sparkly, let's say. And yeah, everything shines in here. Another extension it can offer you is the PostGIS extension, which is a geo extension. Yes. So in my vicinity, people have bought penguins, people have bought emojis. And this is based on a field in my user schema. And it's doing a geo search using the PostGIS extension. Another thing we're offering out of the box are transactions. So say you want something to be atomic. If one thing fails, everything else should fail, like a bank exchange or emoji transaction, I guess. So I'm going to try to trigger a random market activity. It doesn't let me. This is because I've added an access check. So right here, so see how I'm making a query to the user database. It's saying that my current role is user, so I don't get to make this transaction. But if I switch myself to admin, I can trigger random market activity. See here how the transaction directive allows you to find several mutations or queries. You can pass variables in between, and if one fails, everything else will fail. We also enable views. So views is a type of, it is a very common use case in SQL. Actually, let's try this. Where was I? Where was Ghost? Yeah, so apparently I'm not the largest holder of Ghost. Malcolm Deck is. But this is done through a SQL view, which you can define and you can call as a strongly typed GraphQL SDK. So the difference in here is we have native GraphQL for simple enough queries, and these would be strongly typed. Views are also strongly typed, but you can use native SQL. You can write them with native SQL. And native SQL, purely native SQL queries and mutations give you free reign, but it also returns in any object. So you would have to define those in your client. Yeah, so the advantage of SQL Connect is that we provide you strongly typed SDKs after you define your mutations, queries, and schema that allows you to just directly call them in your app. We currently support iOS, Android, as well as web and Flutter. We also have an admin SDK that allows you to, that gives you the access to call them in your server if you so wish. So we're always working on new features, and if you have any requests or use cases you would like to let us know, please reach out to us on Firebase User Voice with the SQL Connect tag. Thank you so much.